Tatas also have a French connection. Mr. J.R.D. Tata is actually, got a significant French honor. You might have heard about it. And Titan, incidentally, also started life as a watchmaking company with a collaboration with France watches. So we have a very strong French connect, and thank you for being here. I think what Sandrine has touched upon is the tip of the iceberg kind of opportunity that we see in India. India has 350 million households and 1.4 billion people. It is the most populous country in the world now. Sure, the addressable market may be a certain 50-60% of that size. But as she said, the penetration of diamonds in our country, even today, after 3 decades of Tanishq playing the role of democratizing diamonds in this country, is only 1 in 7, 1 in 10 perhaps. Actually, our own estimate of the value contribution of diamond-studded jewellery is as low as 13% of the total market. India has largely been a gold market, gold jewellery market. This percentage has grown gradually over the years. Picked up a little pace in the last few years, but even today, by value, it's only about 12.5 to 13% of the total market. And in volume, in terms of number of people, it will be even lesser. It could be 10%, or we don't have an exact fix on it. But the under-penetrated level of diamond jewelry in a market which is absolutely obsessed with jewelry, with precious jewelry, is a huge opportunity. In fact, Tanishq has played the role of democratizing diamonds from the time we launched. In fact, we launched as a purely studded player, 14 carat, 18 carat, and it was only after several years we launched 22 carat plain gold jewelry. Today, for many years now, Tanishq contribution of studded jewelry business has been in the range of the 30% mark by value. Though the overall market, as I said, is about 12%. So we see diamonds as a very, very important segment for India. India is also a very young segment. It is not just that only the rich and famous are wearing diamonds. Maybe that is how it was 10-15 years ago. But we know the demography of India is very young. We can see a lot of fine jewelry players have also emerged in the last few years. CaratLane was a brand which is acquired by us. We have a brand called Mina, and there are several other players which have emerged in the last so many years, bringing a lot of excitement in the fine jewelry. Tanishq itself, you will be surprised to know that more than 60% of our buyers of diamond-studded jewelry are in the sub 2 lakhs. And a good proportion of that is sitting in the sub 1 lakh segment. So the opportunity that lies in front of us is enormous. The first time buyer for diamond is waiting when she can come to the market to buy. Affordability is one issue, but the bigger challenge is culture. I think most consumers in India tell us that gold jewelry, my mother, my aunt, my grandmother, everybody knows what to buy. But when they come to India, to our stores, and they have to buy diamond jewelry, they feel intimidated. Intimidated because they don't understand the language of diamonds. The 4 C's, and what is SI, what is BDS, and the color of the diamond. Sometimes people say, I thought color is more interesting, but no, the whiter the color, the more rich and the more rare, the more valuable it is. So they are completely confused. The other confusion that most customers have is are these authentic, are these real diamonds, or are they mixed up with all kinds of things? Is the color clarity consistent, or it is a mix that is there? In fact, she mentioned, our MC mentioned how we undergo significant checks on diamonds. Tanishq diamonds are subjected to the most intense quality standards. We have 14 additional test parameters that we check on beyond the 4 C's. Secondly, we needed to establish a trust in diamonds. So Tanishq Diamonds actually gives its own certificate of guarantee about Tanishq Diamond, not just the 4Cs, but whatever other details we want. Because we want customers to be assured that it is Tanishq from the house of Tata, which is bringing this diamond to you, and the Indian population understands that Tata and trust us economies. Just like De Beers is a 140-year-old group, the Tata's has also got a heritage of over 100 years, 125 if I'm not mistaken. And that guarantee from Tata, the subject of intense testing. And the third thing that we have done in Tanishq Diamonds is that we ensure that everything that we source, every diamond that we source is bought from authentic sources. Most of them are the site holders of De Beers. We ensure that they follow the jewellery process. Many of the small stones get polished and cut in different kinds of units. Not all products get cut and polished in one factory. So there is specialization. We ensure that there is a Tanishq supplier engagement protocol which we follow, which means every small unit where this cutting and polishing is happening, we ensure that they are subjected to a audit in terms of whether they follow the 4P, whether it's good for the planet, people practices are good, dignity of labor, pollution control, and so on and so forth, quality. And we do this as a third-party audit, and only then does a stone find its way, does a diamond find its way into our value system. In the recent past, we have also ensured that there is significant, and there again there is a, even before this collaboration, there has been a very close working with the De Beers group. All the equipment that you see there, we have been using that for the last several years and ensure that it is put up in all our units, our sourcing offices, our quality checks, to ensure that there is no mixing up of diamonds. If it's a natural diamond, it is a natural diamond, and it is thoroughly checked for once or 3 times a day. At the loose stone level, at the finished goods, jewellery level, and even before it gets dispatched to a store. So we have our own standards, and we have ensured that therefore Tanishq Diamonds establishes trust and gives peace of mind to customers. The big thing that Tanishq has also done is brought transparency in the way customers can come and exchange their diamond. If you realize that you have to go and exchange gold, even then when you go to many jewelers, there is some kind of calculation that happens. But at least it's a commodity which is easy to understand, and now with hallmarking, many things have got stabilized. But with diamonds, the moment tells us, I didn't know all this when I bought it. Now when I go back, all kinds of deductions. Or if I take it to some other jeweler, he doesn't give me the diamond. So what Tanishq did was simplified for the customer, saying, we will buy back not just the gold but also our diamonds at the current rate at which we sell. Of course, it needs to have the Tanishq guarantee, and we need to check that this is an authentic product. That has really exploded the market for us for establishing trust. In a market where penetration is low, we needed to educate. Even today, we do a lot of diamond awareness sessions in many of our Tanishq stores. Many Tanishq stores have an event room as one floor, and we do small groups of 20, 30 diamond awareness sessions with some of our own experts. And all that work has started paying huge dividends. We are extremely happy that at this time when the market is on the rising curve and possibly ready for a takeoff, we feel that this is a great opportunity that we have been able to come together with the Beers Group, a very respected group with a lot of experts. But to talk a little bit more about this collaboration, I would like Sandeep to walk us through the strategy.
Right, yeah, thanks, Akbar. Thanks for that and for everything you have done. Tanishq, that I've been able to see myself going through your store this week. So we all know that the industry is facing some headwinds, and that's why we have to partner. Like the diamond will be stronger together, and that's why this year, with the Beers, we have signed collaboration in the major market with the major retailer. You have been maybe hearing about the collaboration we had in the US with Signet, that is actually in market anytime soon. The team has been working on a digital campaign that is going to be released before the season takes off in the US. And the training has already happened in the market with already some effect. Very clear on the revenue in the single miners. We have had a collaboration with CTF on the digital space in India that is as well has been implemented in the market from April onwards with very good result in the engagement that the young consumer have towards natural diamond that is now the number one in India, so in China. So two very important collaboration. And for India, there could not be a better partner than Tanishq. More than 2,000 stores, all brands all together, close to 500 for Tanishq, I heard, covering the big metros with as well 2 and 3 cities, and numerous awards in the retail industry. That's going to be transformational for us to help this market taking off. That's the potential to take off. So the collaboration is going to be focused on building the desirability of the diamond here in this market, because we are in the desire business. There will be a lot of rational, but as well a lot of emotional, because at the end of the day, this is what buying a diamond is about. It's a mix of both. Joy, do you want to tell us a bit more about the content of the collaboration?
Yes, thanks, Sandy. So as Sandy mentioned, their global strategy in collaboration. I have always been a collaborator with many players in different markets. We are very happy that Julius and Tanishq have been able to come together. As I said, very strong heritage groups are group in Julius. A little bit about the collaboration itself as to what we hope to achieve. At a 30,000 feet level, what we mentioned is like to develop the diamond category in this market and to build the desire. But as I was sharing, there's a lot of groundwork that needs to happen. At a time when the customer is ready to jump into the diamond, she is confused. She doesn't know how to buy it. And if that was not enough, she is also confused of which kind of diamond to buy. In today's market, there's a lot of narrative going on. There will be segments and segments of people who will buy different kinds of products. That's fine. But confusion holds the customer. When she comes to the store, if she doesn't get clarity, then she's likely to stay for the safe and trusted and she can buy a gold jewelry or say, I'll come back with an expert to come. What we expect to do with this collaboration is that we bring together the expertise of dealers about diamonds. They are the true experts globally. We want to ensure that we educate customers. On an average, in the year we serve about 3.5 million customers. To Tanishq, 3 to 3.5 million customers. Less than 1 million of them are buying from Tanishq. As a total customer base that we have, cumulative customer base, in diamond jewelry itself we have. You want me to go there? Okay. It's my turn. Maybe I'm using energy. Yeah, so when you look at our customer base for diamonds will be in the range of close to 3 million customers. But on an average in a year, we are only serving about under 1 million, maybe 800,000, 700,000 customers. We believe that this number could easily double if the customer was more confident of buying diamonds. If we feel the constraint is at the level of understanding. And believe me, only advertising campaigns don't make that shift. Yes, they create desire, but the final conversion and confusion sorting happens one-to-one. So what we expect to do in the next several months and stretch it over the next few years is try and reach out to more than 1 million customers in India upfront and hopefully bring in several multiples of these 1 million customers as first-time customers who will come in, with whom we will engage. And this is an extensive customer outreach exercise that we will undertake, which is where this collaboration will focus on in a big
It will deepen the knowledge and capability of our store teams. We have about 10,000, more than 10,000, customer service executives in our stores. And each of them is in touch with 50 to 100 customers on an ongoing basis, in addition to the new customers that they serve. So this army of 10,000 have to be first, sharpened in terms of their ability to understand and speak the right language with the customer in her language. And then we need to ensure that every customer we reach out to not only gets an understanding of the language of diamonds and what is special about naturals, what is rare about naturals, what is valuable about naturals, but at the same time, the desire for the diamond gets built through both a marketing activity as well as an intense customer outreach activity. Another big area of collaboration that we are working towards, Tanishq has a huge requirement for diamonds in terms of sheer number of carats that we source every year. And we want substantial quantities in certain qualities. Not all the time this is easily available because it's a natural product. It is subject to the vagaries of nature. In fact, there's a beautiful exhibit there which shows that in the history of mankind, gem quality diamonds can be fitted into a double-decker bus with the top deck still empty. So therefore we need supply arrangements. So we are also hoping to deepen our relationship and partnering with De Beers through this collaboration for making supply arrangements. The third area is on pipeline integrity. We need to ensure if it is a natural, then it better be a natural, 100%. There is no left to any doubt. De Beers is the expert in developing technology which helps to distinguish between naturals and the man-made variety. Consequently, we have tied up with them, but we want to take this into the stores. We want to bring it alive to the customer. As a customer, you should be able to come in and say, hey, check my jewelry. Pretty much like in the past you have checked your gold at the carat meter. And the fourth important piece that we are working on, as India is maturing as a market, increasingly customers want to know the traceability of diamond. Where does it come from? In fact, when we engaged with Human Rights Watch, by the way, we are the only jeweler from India who engaged with human rights. And they said, great, you are doing all these wonderful things, you are buying from all these reputed sources and you are ensuring that the way the diamond and the jewelry is made is of the highest order. But can you tell us where it's coming from? Which mine it is coming from? Which country it is coming from? And frankly, that's such a huge ocean that we had to say that, sorry, we don't have that information. Now here's an opportunity for us to collaborate with the best in the world, the biggest in the world, to be able to start working and putting together some kind of, and I know that they're working on some cutting edge technology to help identify traceability. So I think the opportunity for collaboration is huge. The market is big, but more importantly, building a strong foundation on which the marketing can sit is perhaps more important at an early stage. For mature markets, maybe it takes precedence. I don't know if I've covered everything or too much, but can I bring you back on to